Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. All about sensational butterfly queen. I'm losing a little bit of my voice. I just came back from a holiday party. Yesterday we talked about holiday parties and having to overcommit. I'm like happy to say I didn't overcommit this time. But I just came back from a holiday gathering at my church, and so I want to talk about making the decision to leave uncomfortable situations and not having to feel like you're forced to stay in those situations. So I've had situations where in previous engagement where I've went to different parties, and because you got a right from someone to go to said party, you can't leave when situations get uncomfortable. This was back in the day before I learned about having what you call mad money. So you always have cash in hand. So that way, when things happen, in situations happen that are out of your control, that you always have some mad money. So I always have mad money, but thankfully I didn't have to use mad money tonight. Because I was at my church's gathering. But it's it's important to have an exit strategy when you're going to holiday events, especially to events where you don't know much people, and you the only people at those holiday events that you may know may be the person that took you to that the event. Even with your own family, sometimes you enter into situations where it can get volatile at times, where it should be a time where everybody's together laughing and happy and gathering together and having fun, but things can sometimes turn very chaotic very quickly, and you don't want to be in those situations where um, the situation can become very toxic very quickly. So you want to have an exit strategy. So that is one of my tip on how you can avoid these situations where you don't have to stay in those situations where you're feeling uncomfortable. A lot of times as children we were taught that we don't have a right, we don't have a say. So for people pleasers, we didn't have that voice to stand up for ourselves, and so oftentimes we stuck around in very uncomfortable situations, especially if the situations involve people who are helping us at the time. We tend to feel obligated, and I want to let you know that you're not obligated to stay in any situation, in any circumstance, in anybody's face who don't value or don't respect you. A couple years ago, I had a situation where I basically got into an argument with someone and I was trying to leave the conversation, and this person was very adamant, like, no, you're not leaving, stay here and have the hard conversations or whatever. But not everyone can. I want to say for me personally, when someone gets up into my face, I want to do the opposite of run away. And I want to do the opposite of having a conversation with you, especially if you're very demanding and you're not going to demand anything out of me. You just going to be pushed back, right? And so in those kind of situations, I tend to just walk away. Oftentimes, it's very important if you can walk away from a situation to just walk away from the situations, because personally, let me tell you about me personally. As much as I'm very introverted, I'm very quiet at times. There was a time in my life where I had a very nasty temper, and when those kind of situations arise, I try to exit the rooms very quickly, because I don't want to get to a place where things can escalate very quickly. Because you know what? When you're very angry, you're not thinking straight. You don't see straight. I'm telling you from experience, you don't think straight, and it's basically like you black out when that temper gets. to 110. So situations like that um, can arise very quickly um, in any gathering. It doesn't have to be with family gathering. It could be at a family, at a friend's party. It could even be at your workplace. So you have to know yourself, and you have to know what you can put up with. And so you have to have an exit strategy for when things arise, whether it's on your job, whether it's in your home, whether it's at um, a friend's party. It doesn't matter. You have to have an exit strategy before you get into those situations, because if you don't have an exit strategy, when things arise, you could very much fall into a trap where things get out of control, and you never know, cops maybe call, heaven forbid, but it has happened before. And number two, you have to set your boundaries very clearly, which is something that I didn't know about. So, as a people pleaser, as a former people pleaser, you allow people to basically push you around and make you like a punching bag. But the day you stand up and say no, and you set clear and defined boundaries, those are the times where you're gonna be looked at as being the main person instead of the pushover that everybody knew you at. So now, because you're finally standing up for yourself, you're finally saying no, people will look at you strange and call and say you switch up. Yep, I switched up. And all these different things that they will say to you, but you have to set those boundaries, and you have to know how you want to be treated, and how you want to treat others as well, because it goes both way, right? So know how you want to be treated, and in when situations arise where you're not being treated the way how you feel that you need to be treated and respected, you have all right to get up and walk away, because you already have an exit strategy, and you already have like clear and defined boundaries in place. Thirdly, I want to say to give yourself permission to leave. Nobody is tying up your hands. You don't have to stay in any situation where you're not comfortable. Give yourself permission to leave. And oftentimes we tend to think that we don't want others to feel bad if we have to walk away from a situation, but they're not thinking about you sitting there and feeling the pressure. They're thinking about their own needs. So, well, you're meeting somebody else's needs for them to sit there and to have you in an uncomfortable situation. They don't really care, and you're sitting there and taking in all that toxicity on the inside. So give yourself permission to leave any uncomfortable space. I don't care where it is. Give yourself permission to leave uncomfortable spaces. You don't need others' permission, but you have to give yourself permission to leave, because majority of the times, as people pleasers, what we do is that we sit down there and we allow others to verbally abuse us, uh, sometimes even physically abuse us, um, because we tell ourselves that we can't leave. We don't want somebody else to look bad if we leave a situation. Uh, we don't want others to look at us either, because of course, if a situation arises where you have to leave, all eyes are gonna be on you as you exit the door. And so, as people pleasers, we don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't like that uncomfortable feelings. We don't like when others look at us in a strange way. But a part of releasing your people pleasing tendencies is to have that uncomfortable feelings. And there's no other greater uncomfortable feelings than when you say no. That word no is so powerful. You tell yourself, no, this is not the way I should be treated, and I'm leaving. I'm getting up and I'm leaving. Have an exit strategy. Set your boundaries and give yourself permission to leave. It's a very short vlog for today. I'm very tired. I'm recording this after coming home from my little, gala, women's gala, and then insert a little picture of how I was looking very cute tonight. So I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 4. I believe, yes, Vlogmas Day 4. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment in the video and tell me what topics you like to hear concerning people pleasing, because people pleasing is such a broad topic. um, there's so much that goes into learning and unlearning about people pleasing, the negative effects that people pleasing can have on our, not only our mental health but our physical body. Yes, you heard me right, your physical body. When you are a people pleaser and you don't know how to set boundaries, it takes a toll on your body. The stress takes a toll on your body, and you can develop all kind of manner of diseases that are medically proven. Have to walk away from being a people pleaser. It's not gonna feel good at first, but the more you do it, the more you set boundaries, the more you walk away, the more you learn about yourself and the things that you value out about yourself, is the more that you can teach others how to treat you. Because believe it or not, the way how others treat us is because we have taught them how to treat us that way. We have taught them that we have no value, and therefore they treat us like we don't have any value. We have taught them that we are not to be respected, and therefore they don't respect us. So if you don't respect yourself, no one is going to respect you. And these are things that I learned very late in life, because I was always taught to put others first, especially as a believer. Put others first. But I'm quickly learning that putting others first and basically being a doormat for everyone else is two completely different things. So that's our vlog for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna take off all this makeup and hit the bed because I'm very, very, very tired.